Try to wake up every morning and be thankful. Count your blessings one day at a time. Be grateful for every chance you're given to see another day, even when that sun don't shine. Sometimes people that you call friends will test you, make you say and do things you wouldn't normally do. And it's in that split decision, how you handle yourself, that leaves your legacy and how this world views you. So before you go out, try your best and do everything to make sure you got exactly what you need. That's why I sit on my front porch every morning when I wake up, taking some caffeine and a good book. Pray that it's enough, 'cause I know it's waiting out there in this crazy world we live in, and the devil's always out there somewhere trying to trip me up. So I take each day as it comes my way, making sure my cup is full of coffee and Jesus. Sometimes we all backslide, take 2 steps back, getting lost down an old deserted road, lose our way, get turned around, end up right smack on the ground, wondering why we're down here all alone. So let's do unto others as you want done to you, and always love thy neighbor, and we will all somehow get through. That's why I sit on my front porch every morning when I wake up, taking some caffeine.
Hey friends, welcome back. Happy Monday, Teri here. And it is a chilly, cold winter day here in Michigan. It's the actual temp is 11, but I'm sure the feels is like negative, because this morning it was 13 out, and what they call the feel goods with the wind chill was -5. So, and we've dropped, so we're down to 11, and we got bumped up to a winter warning because of blowing snow and all that stuff. So welcome to January, welcome to Michigan. So if you hear any background noise, it's because Mr. Jerry's on the other side of the wall watching a movie today. He hasn't went out in his area because it's been so cold to try to heat it up and stuff. So he's just been lazing on the couch. He didn't sleep good last night, which kept me up. So, but yeah. So what have I been doing? I've actually been sewing on our daughter's quilt, the bookcase one. And I worked on it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Have not touched it today. I did get those, I got all the pieces sewn together that needed to be all the units. And then yesterday, I got the first short section done, which is this right here. So there are 3 pieces there, so lots of tiny. And I've got my trusty what they are so that I know. And oh, my nose itches, sorry. But I got this one done here. And I got taken the tags off. This one done here, because there's a lot of pieces here that have to be sewn together. And then I got this one done here. And see, there are two to this one, but they are opposites. So, yeah. And then there, the last, the two that I have, you have one that goes this way. And then you have one that goes the opposite, just like the other ones. So they all have unit names, and so I have to keep the unit names on them. So the next one I have to do is just like the first one I showed you. I have to put two of these flying geese onto one on this side and then one on this side, just like the other one. So, but I just wasn't feeling it today after doing all the sewing. And all of this is being in preparedness so it can be sewed into a block. So those short strips will be the sides, and then those other pieces I showed you that one goes this way and one goes that way. There's three pieces that will be the bottom and the other one will be a top, and there's different blocks. So they will be sewn around 6 of these. And 6 of these. So, will I do this again? No. There's just a lot of pieces. And it's time consuming. I mean, that's a lot of pieces. So I did that, and I did start at nighttime. Of course, we watched football games yesterday, and the Patriots won, and the 49ers, no, the Rams won. Only because Stafford used to be our team's quarterback, and I still like Stafford. Like golf, really like golf, but I still like Stafford, so. But, so I was watching that, so I did a lot of crocheting on that quilt that is based after Anne of Green Gables. I'm telling you, I mean, doing the little squares that are like 3 inches, there's nothing to that. I can get that right down. But it was putting them together, and it was doing a mattress stitch, and I've never done that before, and she did a video on it, which I'm so thankful for, because you lay out the 4 rows that have 4 blocks in it, and then you hook them together with stitch markers, and I didn't have enough stitch markers to do that because they're being used in other things, or I just couldn't find them. So I just took leftover yarn and tied little knots in to hold them all together so that the piece was together, semi-together. And then I started stitching it, and you go from left, or from right to left, right to left. You might as well say hi. Had the door closed because he was watching that movie. And then you went up and down. And she had a special way that you did the corner, the 4 units that would join in the corner when you went this way, and then she had another stitch to do them when you went this way. I had to tear this thing out. I had it all put together, first block, and I didn't like it. It just did not lay right. It just didn't act right. Of course, I wasn't doing something right, but I tore it all out. And I tore it out a couple times because the first time I started doing it, I went the wrong way of stitching and it didn't work. And then the second time I started doing it, I got 3 of the rows sewn together, and noticed that 2 blocks were, I sewn them on backwards. Well, by the time you take yarn and you're trying to pull the thread out and all that stuff, that mattress stitch, because all it does is it weaves in and out of the two blocks, and when you pull it, it cinches it flat closed so you can't even see that thread. But it makes, you know, your yarn kind of not happy with you. So I got it all separated, and then I re-tied everything all together, got it all tied together and put it off to the side. And then this morning I sat there and I watched again how she did when I got to how she did the corners in the centers. I watched how she did that, and then when she went up and down and did those corners, I watched how she did that. So let me show you. It's not perfect, and I know it will get better the more blocks that I do, but there always is that first block. So mine is 12 inches, 12 by 12. So if I show it up close, you can definitely see how they go up and down, but you know, it'll be fine. It's a blanket. I really like the color of this one, and I really am enjoying this because this reminds me of my quilting that I love to do. So I'm using the yarn from Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, and the background is Big Twist Joann's that my daughter got me for Christmas, and so that's what I'm using for the background, and all the colors will be from Hobby Lobby. So I got that one done, and so block 2, I got that, the squares all done. I pinned them out to the 3 inches, and I spray misted them on the matting board and let them dry. They were probably dry within a few hours, but I let them sit here for all night. But this is part of block number 2, half square triangles, and this is the other one. And I can't tell you what the block is because I can't remember. So I just need to unpin these and take them out where I am, but I'm going to leave them pinned until I started block 3, and I'll insert a picture because I'll take pictures of them, but it is the 2 greens and a light purple, and I have to do 8 of the light purple and 4 of the light green and 4 of the dark green, and I've got 1 purple done because I wanted to make sure that it kind of, I mean, the colors laying in the skeins look good, so I thought it would go, and it will. I got 4 of the medium greens done, and then I started, I think I got 2 of the darker greens. So and then decided to come in and talk to you guys. And then yesterday I found a crochet blanket to do as a Christmas gift, and I ordered the pattern Saturday night, and then Sunday Hobby Lobby's yarn was on sale, still is on sale, for $3.49 instead of $4.49, and I have to pay $10 shipping, but we're not making it to Grand Rapids, and you know, that $10 would be here. If I went in town here, I could get Red Heart for $6 a skein. So, but let me show you what it looks like. This is from Ophelia Talks Crochet. It's a paid pattern, but it's on the Tetris game. And yes, they are all squares. I think she said there's like 92 or 98 squares. I know there's 32 black squares, 96 squares. So black, there's 32, and then there's 8 squares of all the other colors. So, and it, this will measure, she used a DK, which is like a number 3. I'm going to use a number 4, so mine will be way bigger than this, but I thought it said on here. I'm not seeing it. I'm sure it's here someplace. I'm just missing it. But anyways, it's going to be a good size. Oh, 42 inches wide by 66 inches long, and yeah. So I did get that. The yarn is ordered. I will not start this until way later because I want to get the quilt done, and then I'm still working on that. I just showed you the patchwork, and she released block number 8 this morning, and of course I joined late because she did this in December, and I came across this probably, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And then the other thing that came that was free, because I do all the embroidery through Abide when I do her her Easter and her Christmas stitch along, and because I'm on her mailing list, she sends out freebies every once in a while, and today a freebie came out. It is a 4-inch one, so it's tiny, but if I wanted to make it a 6-inch, she has she tells you what setting to bump your printer up to get it so it fit a 6-inch. But this is called Grow and Grace, and it's got a chicken. I know it's backwards, but it has the chicken with the flowers in the pot and the seeds and everything. So I want to do that too. I want to do it all, as Jerry would say. But sometimes you just need all that stuff. So other than that, we were going to buy groceries today, but it's not fit for man or beast, as they would say, to go any place. And this whole week is going to be awful for weather. Tomorrow will be better than today because today is the blowing winds and the blizzard conditions, but tomorrow will be more snow. So they're figuring we are in the band of 4 to 8 inches by the time it gets done, and by the weekend I think one day the high is only a high of 8, and the air temp in the morning, the actual temp will be -7. So oh, winter is just reminding us that, you know, she's not done. He's not done. But other than that, I did do my treadmill this morning, and had a really good weekend on my eating and everything. Jerry did make some oatmeal raisin cookies with mini chocolate chips in them, and he uses the melon baller so that when they bake, I mean, they're really tiny, so like 3 of them would equal 1 cookie. The first night, because they're one of my favorites, the first night I had 4 of them. I did count everything, but he had way more than I did, and so I think that's what kept him up most of the night. So, but then our son came over, which we didn't realize he was going to come over. He was returning at Christmas. I made cinnamon rolls and sent some home with our daughter and her husband, and then the rest of them sent them with our son and his family in the 9 by 13. So he was dropping that off, and then we had ordered through Riker, his son, way before Thanksgiving. They were doing a fundraiser for an apple pie, and we paid for it. And they were going to bring it on Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving got canceled because of weather. And then Christmas they were down, but they forgot about the pie. So we have a Dutch apple pie frozen in the freezer, and that's where it's going to stay. You know, until we get a whole bunch of people here, it's not going to get baked just for us two. So, but it was nice to sit and visit with him and catch up with him and everything. You know, he works where he lives for the city and the waterworks, and he's got a job promotion up higher, and he also does photography on the side. He's a excellent photographer. Plus, he's got 2 young ones in school and sports and everything, and so they're busy. They're just busy. It is the time of their life where Jerry said to him that the whole calendar for us when both our kids were in sports and all that stuff, and we both work full-time jobs. Well, I work part-time and he worked full-time, but it was one of those that every day was marked with something, and how we survived that. And we didn't go to fast food places or anything at that time. You know, I would throw something in the crock pot, or usually the kids, if it was away, they didn't even come home after school. They went right to the game, and then of course we drove up there, and so on the way back they would ride back with the school bus, and we'd pick them up at the high school and stuff, and they would take them through a drive-through or something. So, but yeah, so all in all, it was a fairly good weekend. It really was. I just know that we need butter. We are completely out of butter. We have no butter. Worst things in life than having no butter. But we'll get it tomorrow or the next day. So, but I'm going to let you guys go so I can get back to my crocheting out in the sunroom and watch a little TV and see what else I can get done on that quilt, or the crochet quilt. And I have been every morning doing my temperature heart English paper piecing, and they just need to be stitched down to their 5-inch square. But I really want to get this quilt top ready and get it off my my station here, because we'll have to go and get some backing for it. And I have the batting, and then I can lay it out on the table and pin it and sandwich it and all that glorious stuff, and then just do my squiggly line down it, and then put binding on it and color done, you know. So that's still a lot of work too. So, but today is just one of those days where I'm going to go make a hot cup of tea, and it's also the time of night that normally I do not like wearing socks. I am barefoot 99.9%, always been that way. But when it's getting this chilly out, I will go grab my sweater or my flannel shirt and go get a pair of socks and put those on. So, but I'll probably go grab that to do that, and then go get my hot tea. Not for sure what I want today. It might just be just good old Earl Grey with a creamer in it. So So hopefully you guys are all doing well, and hopefully you had a good weekend. And all my, well, my Michigan friend, Miss Jean, I know you guys are probably getting it worse than we are down here. But it is Michigan, isn't it? Because I think the east side of the state where Jenny and Sandy is, they're not really getting like what we're getting. We're closer to the lake shore, and we were not into the warning. We were in the watch, and then I don't know, about 9 o'clock I got the notification, so it must be moving over enough because it included Kalamazoo and us. So, but anyways, he's found another movie because I can hear gunshots and stuff. So I'm gonna let you go, and thanks for stopping by as always, and until I can meet up with you on Tuesday, see you soon.